So it's been quite a few days, and I wanted to share my experience of the last 5 days or so. So essentially, multiple accounts I've got have been hacked, and pretty targeted attack, I feel. Now, looking back in retrospect, this started about 2 weeks ago, and I was just approving people for some of the Facebook groups that I run and approving posts. That's all I was doing. And then I got logged out of everything and was told that my account had violated Facebook's policies. Didn't think really too much of it because we all know how aggressive sometimes Facebook algorithms can be. Went through the process of supplying my ID, and 24 hours later got my account back. Didn't really think anything of it. Stupidly, I guess, but hindsight's a wonderful thing. So that was that, dealt with. And then on Thursday last week, it all started, and I got PayPal payments coming out my bank account that were linked to PayPal. And I'd got suspicious login information, email alerts coming into my Gmail accounts, to my Google, and to my Facebook. So again, I was on Facebook, logged in as I always normally am, and I get logged out, and I use their code generator on the Facebook mobile app to normally log in. But of course I've been logged out on that, so there's no way of logging in. And in between probably 5 minutes of me being messing around trying to log back in, when I go back to the page to try and log in again, my name and photo have changed on my account to ridiculously Robert Downey Jr. and a picture of Robert Downey Jr. And then I have to submit ID again. Some of their forms weren't working right. Submit ID, wait 24 hours, get the email through saying your account's been unlocked. Great, I think. Go through the process again. And then the next screen when I log in, with the temporary password they give you saying your account has been disabled due to violating our terms of service. And the difference was between the previous time is it also added the sentence in impersonating someone else. So account disabled, and it also said that you cannot request for this to be reviewed. It can't be done again. So this is a 13-year-old Facebook account with pages, groups, many memories, photos that I use personally, and I also use for work as well. I've got my Mark Lyford Facebook page. We've got over 20,000 followers on it. Fortunately, some people around me are admins of some of the groups, but nobody's an admin of that Facebook page. And if nobody's an admin and I can't get access, that Facebook page dies essentially. Now, when I got the PayPal through on Thursday night, when I got this Facebook thing, well, the Facebook thing happened first actually Thursday afternoon, but at the time I didn't think much of it because it had happened already. But within 10 minutes I knew what was going on. And then on Thursday night, PayPal, Friday morning, Twitter. Very, just one second. So, yeah, Twitter Thursday, Friday morning, Instagram, various Gmail accounts that I run different things from, my main Gmail account, which is my Mark at Lyford Office main address that I use, and a lot more. So I instantly go on the defensive. First thing I do, I use LastPass to store everything, change that to a very strong password. Now, it's worth saying, the password that initially was discovered, hacked, whatever, was 19 characters long. Not an easy password to crack. Had to have been known. And not actually a password I use very often either. It's not. I like to think that in the past I've been quite security conscious with all of this stuff. Evidently not security conscious enough. And I've not been one to use individual passwords up until now for every account. So I go on the defensive. I go and download Bitdefender. I'm a Mac user. I get their encrypted VPN system. I've got all of that stuff running. I go and do a whole disinfect of my computer and my hard drives. There was 44 files on there found, quarantined and killed. I've changed LastPass. Ultimately, that's the key password. Files on my computer are double encrypted now. And it's not just social accounts and email accounts and stuff. I run a server with accounts on it. I've had to go and change every single one of those passwords because ultimately, my fault, I guess, I used a variety of different passwords for different things, but they were the same. Just this morning, when I wake up, I see a dodgy looking text message in saying your Microsoft account has been attempted to be locked in. Then I go to my Skype, which to be honest I don't use very often these days, and the Skype had been signed out and somebody had actually gone after my Microsoft accounts and cheekily sent me a dodgy text with a dodgy looking link, attempting at the same time they got into or tried to get into the account. They also sent me a text message to my main phone number. Pretty sophisticated stuff. Took me 10 minutes to get the Microsoft and Skype accounts back, secured, done, two-factor authentication. I put two-factor authentication on as much things as I can as well. My Amazon account, eBay, all of that stuff's got 2FA on it now. Now I've used 2FA. I've got tons and tons of accounts on my 2FA system, but ultimately I've got a lot more now. So where am I at here and now? Well, it's cost me 5 days, which I hate because it's the most unproductive, horrible, crappy job to do. But every computer, every phone I've got runs on an encrypted VPN now, permanently all the time. 80% of my accounts that I've managed to get through, all of them use a unique password using LastPass for every account. There's not one account that's got the same password, which I think is important. LastPass have a password generation facility, and you can make it as complex as you want, and I've got that. I have to say the Twitter account being compromised was relatively easy. It took me 23 hours to get back into my Twitter. Instagram, which, considering what I'm about to say about Facebook, was easy to do, to get back and recover. My Gmail and Google's were. PayPal have already refunded the money that was took out of my account. Relatively easy until you get to the dreaded Facebook. And upon reading on Google, this happens to lots of people, and lots of people give up on getting their old account back. Now, I've done nothing wrong, and in fact what I've done is I've downloaded, when they disable your account and say it can't be put back on, you can download all of the information in your Facebook account, and I've gone and done that, and I've seen the IP access logs, Singapore IP addresses coming in. Somehow or other managed to get in, but somehow seemingly bypassed my 2FA on my phone, the Facebook 2FA, Maybe it was to do with cookies. I'm not sure. I can see where they've changed my name. That happened from Singapore as well, or a Singapore IP address anyway. So, in addition to the hours of messing around and piss-arsing about this is talk, philosophically, it's actually made me up my game even more, because I think I'm as protected as I can get now. VPNs, firewalls, virus protection running, identity checkers, all kinds of stuff now that I've got running 24/7. My password security is upped its game. One password, one account, never used again. So I've upped my game with all of this, but it's a real pain in the ass, and I realise that a lot of people have the same thing going on, and I like to say, I like to think I'm relatively technical, I'm relatively security conscious, but it somehow happened to me. And remember, a 19-character password was the thing that was initially used to get into my Facebook account. Interesting times. I'm not someone that gets stressed by this stuff. You deal with it. I'm just paid off at the lack of actual real work I've been able to do over the last few days. Here and now on Facebook, I can't get access to the account. You can fill no form in to explain what's happened. You can contact nobody by live chat. We all know you can't phone them. Nothing. Absolutely ridiculous. A 13-year-old account has never had any problems before. They can clearly see it's been hacked, clearly see it's violated whatever they say it's done. But at this moment in time, I can't get my Facebook account back. I've had to set a new temporary one up just to be able to go and admin the groups and the pages that I can get back into, because somebody else is an admin as well. But I'm not prepared to give up and just accept that's it. It's not right that this happens. Somehow or another, their system allows it to bypass the 2FA system they've got, which is bloody ridiculous. And I won't give up, because that account's got nearly 5,000 friends on it, Facebook groups and pages that I run that nobody else is an admin of, and just why should you have to give up a 13-year-old account just because this has happened and their systems or whatever they run deem that you can't have the account back, you got to start again. I'm not doing it. I refuse to give up, and I will continue to hassle and figure a way of getting this sorted, because essentially it's a couple of clicks of a button. My data's still there. I've downloaded it all. I can see what's happened from the IP log, so Facebook can easily be able to see what's happened. But that's the big hassle, getting my Facebook account back. I've learnt a lot, and I'm going to put a blog post out about it, explaining the things I've used to get this situation sorted out. But I just wanted to share what's happened. So, if you're watching this now, go and change your passwords on your social media and your emails and stuff. Use LastPass, lastpass.com. I know it's a pain, but do separate passwords for each account. Never use the same password for the same account. Because, like I said, I thought I was quite up on security stuff and thinking a 19-character password was good enough. Clearly not. So, that's where it's at. I will continue to fight to get my Facebook account back. However I have to do that. I'm approaching people on LinkedIn that work at Meta. I'm approaching people guessing email addresses. I will not give up on it. For people that know me, no, I won't give up on this. I want that account back, because at the end of the day, it was hacked. I've done nothing wrong, and I should be able to get the account back. And the hundreds of people that I've read on Google that this has happened to as well, I'd suggest two things. One, we know Facebook doesn't really care about us. We're a commodity to them. But they should at least look after us in situations like this. And their systems need some human interaction here. They need to have a process in place. You just go round in a loop. Whenever you try and see anything, speak to anything on their systems, their contact forms, it just goes round the loop, and you come back to that thing that says your account's permanently disabled. It's not good enough. It's not right. So I'm going to carry on. And as I say, I'm getting there now. I'm supposed to be today working back on normal work, but the Microsoft thing cropped up. I've had other accounts that when you've got hundreds and hundreds of accounts all over the internet, it's hard. And interesting, one of the LastPass or the Bitdefender things that I've used looks at your online publicity from a security point of view, and their system said I'm 276% more exposed than the average person. That's what happens when you've got loads of stuff out on the internet and on social media, I guess. So, could be argued I'm a target. It seems very targeted to me. The paranoid part of me thinks maybe it is very targeted. Who knows? At the moment, if it is very targeted, whoever it is, it's cost me my Facebook account, but I'll get it back somehow. But yeah, big lessons learned. So think about it, because it's horrendous to go through. Horrendous. I haven't lost any money because PayPal, within an hour of me putting the dispute in, it was settled. It was done. They could see what had happened. And every to be fair, all of the other accounts, like I said, were relatively easy to get sorted out. It's just Facebook with their ridiculous systems. Ridiculous. People's hard work, 13-year-old account, memories, photos, friends, connections. That's just from a personal point of view. From a business point of view, it's horrendous. But we keep going. We fight. We will get the account back one way or another somehow. I've read stories of taking 6 months for people to get their accounts back. So be it. I'd like to think not, but that's the case. We'll see. But yeah, go and look at your security. Run a VPN on your computers and on your phones, and use unique passwords. That's my big takeaway from this. Thank you for watching. Catch you soon.